Tinny from Mini Bowl Design. And today I wanted to show you a new stove that I want to put in the store, I think. Not sure how I'm going to market this stove, but basically, originally Bill Ballo, a white box stove, came up with the idea of building a stove from an aluminum bottle. Actually, I think he started with a Bud Light bottle. And everybody, because it's a fairly easy stove to build, everybody jumped on the bandwagon and started building them and selling them. And you can see that this is, the Elite would just squeeze in here. And this one is, this has got, you know, a half an inch. And I even put wick on it, and it's still quite a bit smaller than the Elite. So, let's look this over, and I know there's some people saying, well, you're just ripping off this guy and that guy because they sell this exact stove for $5, whatever. Well, okay, but before we get down that road, and I know I'm going to have to go down it, let's ask ourselves a couple of three questions. Like Robert Birch says, you know, yeah, take my design and make it better. Okay. Well, there are a lot of people making this stove. Most of them are making them out of a Bud Light bottle, but some are making them out of this moose-sized bottle. Now, when you look at their stoves, there's a couple, three things I want you to ask yourself before you say I'm making exactly the same stove. Are their stoves upset on the top, so when you put an ice-cold pot on them, they don't go out? I've looked. I haven't seen any yet. They have primer wick on them, so they prime in about 20 seconds instead of a minute or 2 minutes. Haven't seen any that way. Now, do their stoves never pulse? I've watched a lot of videos on them, and most of them do pulse because they don't know what they're doing when they build them. Getting a stove to not pulse is a science, and the beginning of that science is understanding why it pulses to begin with, and not just stabbing in the dark, but actually knowing why it pulses and then designing it so that it won't. So far, I don't know a lot of people that understand why stoves pulse. I think I'm the only one. At least I'm not sure, but I think I am. It's a little complicated, but if you're in the right place at the right time when you're building these and testing them, you will see things happen and figure it out. It took me 5 or 6 years before I actually was in the right place at the right time and saw one and figured out why it was pulsing. That was a happy day when I actually happened to be right there just at the right moment to see what was going on and see one pulse. And once you actually see one pulse with no pot on it, then you understand why it's pulsing. Or you understand what's going on, and then you have to do a little thinking to figure out, okay, this is happening, why? Well, it's not too complicated. So anyway, I have this. They weigh a half an ounce, roughly. Have all the features of the Elite 4 black bottom, but they are a little bit heavier. So I can either call this a BIOS Mini, a BIOS 5, or I can call it an Elite Heavy Duty, or an Elite 5. I'm thinking I'm going to call it an Elite 5. It is a heavy-duty version of an Elite, and actually it's smaller than an Elite, although it's quite a bit heavier. So I have one here in a carry case, and I'm going to bid that off tonight. Kind of get a feel for pricing before I put a bunch of them in the store. Now, I'd like to say right up front, I don't expect the bids on this to be real high because unlike the Elites made from the soda cans that have 7 annealing steps in them, These are fairly easy to make. I can make one of these in just a few minutes. So I don't expect the bids to be really high on. So I recommend that you bid what you feel is reasonable. Of course, the carry case is going with it, and I plan on selling them in the store without the carry case. So bid accordingly, and that'll give me some feel for it. This is item 56, and send your bids to Tinny at minibulldesign.com, and tomorrow evening I will announce the high bidder if I get any bids. My water's boiling pretty good here. I'm Tinny from Mini Bull Design. Get out and hike, take a friend, enjoy the great outdoors, and more important than anything, try to have a really great day. Bye-bye.